During economic downturns, we'd often hear news about companies closing down and dismissing employees, which causes an increase in the unemployment rate. When we mention unemployment, you may immediately think of the homeless on the street, or university graduates not being able to find a job. So what really is unemployment? Is it correct to say that everyone without a job is unemployed? To understand what unemployment is exactly, we'll need to understand several relevant concepts first. First of all, we can divide the overall population of an economy into two groups: labor force and not in labor force. According to the Census and Statistics Department, labor force refers to the land-based non-institutional population who are at least 15 years old. Also, they need to satisfy the criteria for being classified as employed persons or unemployed persons, which will be discussed soon. Meanwhile, not in labor force refers to the rest of the population who are not included in the labor force, such as children below 15, retirees, housewives, the physically disabled and patients with no ability to work, and full-time students. Though these people don't have a paying job, generally we'd not regard them as unemployed. In other words, it's wrong to say that everyone without a job is unemployed. After talking about the definition of labor force and not in labor force, let's now discuss the meaning of employed persons and unemployed persons. Employed persons are those who work for pay or profit. Besides employees, company owners, self-employed persons, and apprentices are also classified as employed persons. Furthermore, even all of the employed persons have their own jobs. Some of them may not be able to find a full-time position, so they can only work part-time. If they work less than 35 hours per week involuntarily, we'd call them underemployed persons. We have to pay attention that these underemployed persons are also included in employed persons. So what is unemployment then? The Census and Statistics Department defines unemployed persons as those people in the labor force who don't have a job and don't work for pay or profits, are available for work, are looking for a job. For example, Ian started looking for a job after graduating from secondary school to earn a living. In the past month, he sent out applications and attended job interviews. However, he hasn't been hired by any company yet. In this case, Ian doesn't have a job that can allow him to earn a salary. He's actively looking for a job and available for work anytime. Therefore, he is an unemployed person. Let's see one more example. Mrs. Chan's a housewife. She doesn't have a paying job and stays at home to take care of it. At the same time, she doesn't have a plan to find a paying job. As Mrs. Chan doesn't have any intention to look for a job in this situation, she's not classified as unemployed even if she isn't working for pay or profits. She actually belongs to the group not in the labor force. The unemployment rate of an economy equals to the total number of unemployed persons divided by the labor force times 100%. Assume that there are 7 million people in country X. Among them, 4,500,000 are employed persons, while another 400,000 are unemployed. By adding up the number of employed and unemployed persons, we'll find out that country X's labor force equals to 4,900,000. Divide the number of unemployed persons, which is 400,000, by the labor force, which is 4,900,000, we'd see that country X's unemployment rate is 8.16%. Unemployment rate equals 400,000 divided by 4,500,000 plus 400,000 times 100%, equaling 8.16%. Therefore, we can say that 8.16% of all the working-aged population who are intended and readily available to work can't find a job. In other words, 8.16% of people are unemployed.